So I happened to create this awesome sweet potato carrot juice, which just tastes awesome. Let's try it. Great. You can find the recipe in the description box below this video. But then I figured, what shall I do with all the pulp? It's Thanksgiving, of course! So I figured I needed to make a video with 3 awesome vegan Thanksgiving side dishes that you can create with your juicer and with the juicer pulp that would otherwise go to waste. And best thing of all, your guests will just love it. You can do all these recipes, of course, without a juicer, and you can find everything in the description box below this video. First, we're going to create some tasty vegan bowls with some sweet potato, carrots, celery, garlic, and onions, and of course, some fresh herbs. I use thyme and rosemary, but you can choose your favorites as well. On top of that, we're going to create a tasty spinach basil pesto. Yummy! Then we're doing an easy Thanksgiving classic, glazed sweet potatoes with orange juice. This is so easy to make and just tastes awesome. And lastly, we're going to make a great salad alternative with quinoa that will rock your taste buds. So join me in my kitchen and let's get on with the recipes. For the vegan balls, add 5 tablespoons of olive oil to a large frying pan and saute the onions, celery, garlic, thyme, and rosemary, and add your juicer pulp of the sweet potatoes and carrots. Saute over medium-high heat for about 5 minutes until all the veggies are tender and start to brown lightly. Then add the tomato paste and stir constantly for 3 minutes. Season to taste. In a bowl, add the vegetables, the baguette breadcrumbs, some parsley, and the chopped walnuts. And mix everything together. If you don't want to keep it vegan, you could add some Parmesan cheese to the mix. When the mixture has cooled down, form some golf-sized balls and really stick them firmly together. We do not want them to fall apart later in the oven. Place the balls into a baking dish, add some more olive oil, and put into a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes until the balls are cooked through and lightly brown. Let them cool down before serving. Yummy! And now for the homemade pesto. I've just made a delicious spinach basil apple juice. And I know you guys really love to juice greens, as I do too, but the question is what to do with all that pulp. Of course, you already know the answer. Yeah, we're gonna make a delicious pesto, so stick with me here. So, take the juice pulp, the garlic, and also a generous splash of olive oil and add it to your mortar. If you don't have a mortar, don't worry. You can also use your blender to get the paste. Put the pines into your juicer. I use the Omega 8006, but any juicer that is capable of doing nut milk or grinding nuts is fine. You can't use a centrifugal juicer though. Then add it to your mortar and start grinding a nice and silky pesto. Mine was a bit too sticky, so I added a little splash of my homemade vegetable stock. If you want to have the recipe, just leave a comment below and I create a video just for this homemade vegetable stock. Add it on top of your vegan balls. Done and ready to serve. I just love my kale juices, but I really hate wasting food and throwing all that pulp away. So I've come up with a great recipe that you can use for your quinoa salad as a Thanksgiving side dish. First, bring the quinoa with my homemade veggie stock to a light simmer. Rinse the quinoa in the water prior to cooking. That will reduce some of the bitterness of it. It'll need about 15 minutes until all the liquid is absorbed. Meanwhile, I add my pepper, garlic, onions, dried tomatoes, and corn into an oven-proof dish and add a generous amount of olive oil. Place it into your oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until veggies are slightly roasted. When done, put a skillet to medium-high and add the kale pulp and the scallions and the oven veggies. Saute for about 3 minutes, add a splash of lemon juice to taste. Lastly, mix the quinoa and the veggies in a large bowl and serve. If you like, you can season it with a bit of paprika. I use sweet paprika. And now for the classic, orange glazed sweet potatoes. I just love this traditional Thanksgiving side dish because it's so easy to make, tastes so sweet, and is so delicious, and your guests are gonna love it. First, extract the orange juice with your juicer and set aside. Basically, any juicer will do, even a manual citrus juicer. Then add orange juice, sugar, ground cinnamon, and salt into a saucepan and put a medium-high until all the ingredients are dissolved. I really like to keep this recipe vegan, so I will not add any butter to the mix. Instead, I'm gonna use delicious coconut oil, which works just as well and is a perfect vegan alternative for your Thanksgiving side dishes. Cut the potatoes and place them in an oven-proof dish in a single layer. Preheat the oven to about 350 degrees. Then pour the liquid over the sweet potatoes and cover with aluminum foil. And off it goes for about 45 minutes. Garnish with some rosemary and you have yourself one of the best Thanksgiving side dishes for your guests. So, there you have it! 3 deliciously simple vegan Thanksgiving side dishes you can make with your juicer. I really hope you've enjoyed these recipes. Make sure to subscribe to bestjuicer.net for more juicy recipes, tips, and tricks. See you next week! I am so glad. Finally, kale season has started here in Germany, and look at that. So I can get fresh kale leaves from the local farmer's market and put it into my beautiful juices. The rest of the year, it's pretty hard to come by, so this week we'll create a powerful kale juice that has become one of my go-to green juice recipes, and my friends love it. They can't believe how good it actually